Lesson 8.4, Day 1, Finding the Area of Trapezoids. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is look at how we get the formula for the area of a trapezoid. Just like we had neat tricks for the parallelogram and for the triangles, we have the same idea for a trapezoid. If you copy and paste a trapezoid and flip it and line it up on its slant, you get a parallelogram. Okay, so let me kind of show you this here. I copied this, pasted it, and turned it. Okay, so I can also show you this in another way. If I take this, copy, paste, I get this same trapezoid. Okay, so then what I do is I take it and I rotate it, and I can line up my trapezoids to make a parallelogram. Okay, so since we know that the area of a parallelogram is found by doing area equals base times height, we can use that to help us find the area of a trapezoid. However, because the bases are different, you have the small base up here and the bigger base on bottom, you actually have to add the bases together first. So you have base 1 up here, and it's now down here, and you have base 2 down here, that's now up here. So this base is no longer just base 1, it's base 1 and base 2. Just like on bottom, base 2 and base 1. So to find the area of a trapezoid, again, because it's only half, okay, we have to take half times our base 1 plus base 2, and we have to put those in parentheses and do that first, times our height. Just like with triangles in the parallelogram, the height is not this slant. Okay? It is the line that goes from the corner here to the bottom here, and it's typically represented by a dotted line. Make sure you have this formula written down. Okay, so as an example, we're going to use the formula to help us find the area of this trapezoid. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is fill in our pieces. Our base 1 and base 2 are 10.5 meters and 4 3/10 meters. So I place 10.5 meters in for base 1, 4 3/10 meters for base 2, and my height again is the dotted line, which is 6 meters. Because this is in parentheses, because we have to add the bases together first in order to have the correct base measure, I first have to add 10 5/10 plus 4 3/10, and you get 14 8/10. Now, because it's multiplication, I can do half times 14 8/10 times 6, or I can do half times 6 first. I can do this in any order that I want, as long as I make sure to take my time and enter it all in correctly. I chose to do half of 14 8/10 first because I know half of 14 is 7. Half of 8 is 4. So now it's 7 4/10 times 6, which gives me 44 4/10 meters squared. Alright, so you have this one in your notes. What I'd like you to do is take a minute, pause the video, try it on your own. When you come back, I'll show you how to solve the problem. Now that you're back, we're going to fill in the pieces. In this case, 10 is the height because it is not slanted. Okay? This would never be the height, but if you have a trapezoid with a flat side, that is the height because it is the distance between base 1 and base 2. So filling in my pieces, I see that the area is equal to 1/2, that never changes, times base 1 is 4 inches, plus base 2, which is 12 inches, times 10. Sometimes it helps people to look and label beforehand and say base 1 is 4 inches, base 2 is 12 inches, and my height is 10 inches. These subscripts, because they're below, they're called subscripts, help give us a number for each base. So base 1, base 2. Because of the parentheses, I have to do 4 plus 12 first, and that gives me 16 times 10. I'm thinking it's pretty easy to take half of 16. I know that's 8 times 10. So I know that the area of this trapezoid is 80 inches squared, or 80 square inches. On your own, I would like you to try to find the area of this trapezoid. I'd like you to do it without using a calculator. I want you to practice multiplying with a decimal. Make sure to come in on Monday ready to go over this lesson and with any questions that you may have.